VR will slowly take over different realms of media. So there was a good example of different ways to use VR. I use a thing called big screen. You're inside of a virtual apartment, you can sit on your couch, and you can have a massive screen in front of you. You can watch YouTube videos, you can watch DVDs, whatever media you have on your computer, you can sit on a couch and watch it on a big screen. Game of Thrones is a pretty popular show. I hosted a Game of Thrones video when it was leaked. And 6 people were sitting on the couch next to me, interacting with me while we watched the show. I didn't know these 6 people. Hell, 2 of them spoke a different language, but it brought us together. It brought us together in a way that, I don't know, I would have never met or talked with these people, and they're sitting next to you, but they're not sitting next to you. But you had the feeling as if that was a real person right there at that given time, enjoying something together, laughing, talking trash to one another. And then they have their virtual computers in front of them. So while we're watching the show, they can also be on the internet. You can multitask to a whole nother degree in VR. And I think you'll start seeing more of that in 2018, because you're gonna have augmented reality headsets coming from Asus or Acer. You got a whole plethora of devices coming out. You know, we run the Vive here because it's a gaming machine, whereas other VR headsets are gonna be augmented reality so they can interface differently with Windows. These things are on the verge of taking over media. It could take out movie theaters. It could make a big impact on travel. Because I'm sorry, if you want to go to Paris to go look at the Eiffel Tower, you're gonna spend how much money? $3 grand to get out to Paris, if not more, just to see a fucking piece of steel that's erected in the sky? I'll just zip over to Paris and then look up, and I'm basically essentially seeing the same thing, because the scale's there. I'm just a puny little thing walking around on the ground, and I can look up and see the same damn thing I would see in real life. With video games, Fallout 4 just came out. That game does something that no other game has done for me. You don't know how you're gonna necessarily react to certain situations, and the most monotonous task, like walking around in a game like Fallout, becomes so much funner in VR because you're looking, I'm crawling on the ground looking underneath desks. I would never take the time in a 2D screen game to actually say, hey, what's underneath that desk? I'm gonna crouch and I'm gonna use my controller and my mouse and keyboard to see what's there. In VR, I'm gonna take the extra time. It's more immersive, the presence, it's just there, you get the feeling. And you know that feeling, it just holds you in. Pause. But the gaming, man, I got that cardio. You know, the physical aspect of gaming, you know, your typical nerd's a fat guy eating Cheetos behind a screen, you know, typical World of Warcraft player, you know. I can say this, if VR was out in the heyday of World of Warcraft, gamers wouldn't be fat. They would not have the stamina to keep up with the damn raid boss, because you'd be flailing like a Magikarp out of water, and your heart's just pounding. You're gonna do that for an hour and a half? Yeah, you're gonna need a break, you need a water. Dude, the gaming scene is gonna change. Competitive gaming is gonna be different years from now. You might actually have to have stamina to be a pro gamer, which is gonna be crazy within itself because, well, sorry fat blokes, you guys need to go training. And I'm not talking about leveling up on some Fallout shit. But yeah, VR, it's slowly getting more popular. It's just gonna take more time, and the cost has gotta go down, and computers, you know, are gonna get more powerful, and things are gonna get more cheaper. Entry-level VR is still expensive, but that's technology. Anything within the tech world, it takes time to get it affordable and reach the masses, and we're on the cusp of that right now.